no expectations anymore. None. All I expect is trauma and lessons. And yet again, I've learned another lesson.
I'm turning 35 pretty soon. I've never been in a relationship, and I think for the most part, I'm fine with this. It sometimes is hard during holidays, special occasions, because most other people in my family are dating someone.
Look at little Goblin Jr. Gonna cry?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the desert. Welcome back to my tomb. For today's video, guys, we're going to be taking a look at why there's this phenomenon in society. So many absolutely stunning women are single, alright? So many perfect and charming and beautiful individuals are single. Men are not pursuing them. So how could that be? Well, we'll take a look at that, gentlemen. And for our latest story, a woman feels bad that men are spending money on her after she's not interested in them. So she tries to amend it, right? We're going to take a look at that. Yes, guys, she exists. There is actually a woman that doesn't feel bad on guys spending hundreds of dollars on her for nothing. So we're going to take a look at that at the end of the episode. But now, guys, let's get started with our first woman right here. And we're going to take a look. Oh, well, I guess we're not going to take a look at anything, guys, because I am invisible, sorry, and the TikTok is also invisible, editor. But I'm also invisible, guys. It's one of my many capabilities, and because I'm too lazy to edit my invisibility out, you're just gonna have to stay with me here for a moment. But there we go. All right, let's see. I'm invisible. Yep, there we go, guys. Now, editor, again, you haven't put the video where people can see this woman's eyes. I swear, guys, I'm gonna kick this guy. But now, for real, let's get started.
Where are all my 30, 40-year-old single women? Seriously, I need to know where you're at. If you are in your 30s or you're in your 40s, like me, and you are single and you're watching this video, you need to comment. I feel like we just need to know where the other ones are at, you know? Not in a weird way, just quite comforting, isn't it, to know where the others are at? It's a little bit like the endangered red squirrel. It's just nice to know where they are and pinpoint them. You've seen me before.
Well, you're not really endangered, because you make up the vast majority of women nowadays. Single, miserable, confused, lost, due to their many bad dating failures, right? So, you're not really like the red squirrel. But hey, these women are surrounding you. They're literally everywhere, guys. And she says, oh, it feels comforting. No, of course it does, because misery loves company. And there's nothing better, okay? There's no better feeling for these women than to see other women failing as well, right? They hate it when one of their friends actually manages to secure a man. But case in point, gentlemen, if you don't trust me, let's take a look at what this former matchmaker has to say about dating. Her advice.
The number one thing that I think I learned being a matchmaker that I would tell women is that a lot of the clients were set in their ways. There was nothing you could do. It wasn't your looks. It wasn't how funny you were on a date. They had their own agenda. And I think that translates into dating, that I would spend months if I went on a few dates with someone and then it ended. And like, I would be so critical of myself and like, how could I have improved? The truth is like, it's usually on them. It's their own issues and you just have to move on faster. Yeah. If a date doesn't go well,
oh God, I
move
love
on
that.
faster.
Fail fast.
Fail fast. Move on. Do not dwell.
Well, phenomenal, guys. I've never heard better advice in my life than to fail faster. Just fail faster, right? This way you can fail more. It's just another brainstorm 300 IQ advice that we get from women. And of course, her advice, this woman just lying through her teeth, right? Isn't that convenient, guys? Oh, there's just nothing you can do. If you're a woman that is single, there's just nothing you can do. It's impossible. There's no other way around. Well, isn't that convenient, right? Oh, it's not you. It's just every single man on this planet is bad, right? It couldn't be you. This woman, guys, just lying through her stinky teeth about this. And I hate this, right? I hate this. I would much rather have a woman like the first one, you know, here in her apartment, making a fool of herself. I would much rather have that than one of these women that try to give advice. And what they really are doing is just trashing other women's life, trashing other women's dating, you know, prospects and hopes. This is what they're doing. And I get where she's coming from. She does it for money, because as a matchmaker, if you actually try to put some accountability on women, or you try to tell them, hey, maybe you should actually put some effort into thinking what men want and not what you want, if they did this, they wouldn't have as much income. So I get that they try to lie like some dirty, stinky harpies. I get that. But still, if you had a bit of a soul, you wouldn't be lying to all these women and further trashing their dating lives. Right, guys? Tip of the day, fail faster. All right, guys? I want you to remember that. This is the best advice I've ever gotten. I think this woman actually built a time machine and went back and asked Socrates what's the best advice he's ever heard, and that's where she gets this from, right? So just fail faster, guys. I want you to fail as much as possible. This is how she got here, by the way. But now, enough about this stupid little harpy. Let's move on to a woman that is going to complain about dating in 2024, and let's see what her struggles are.
If one more person says to me, don't worry, it'll happen when you least expect it, I have no expectations anymore. None. All I expect is trauma and lessons. And yet again, I've learned another lesson. Why is it that the dating game is so hard nowadays at this point in my life?
Before she continues to her age, she's 27, by the way. When women say that dating is hard, guys, I just think of how I don't have lungs big enough to hold all the breath that I want to use to just burst laughing, alright? I just don't have the physical capabilities to laugh so loud that the whole effing world is gonna hear me, right? Guys, if dating is hard for women, it's over. It's just over, alright? Humanity ceases to exist. A lot of people thought it's gonna be aliens, it's gonna be machines, Terminator. No, this is our end. From one day to another. If women are finding it impossible to date by having 10 to 20 times more options than men, then what's left for men, right? That's how humanity ends. It's just over. According to these women, it's just impossible. There's no way. It's so hard. Oh, it's so hard. I have 300 options, but it's so hard. And they cry. Holy crap. Well, let's continue, guys.
Hard nowadays at this point in my life. I'm 27 in October. I feel like no one is really clear about their intentions, or they think they're clear and then they're just not. They're as clear as mud. People say that they want something serious and then they get scared. People say that they want something serious and then, as my previous experiences have shown, they've already been involved in something serious. And I am so tired, so beyond tired of having my time and my energy wasted. And I don't want to become hard-hearted, but this is what's happening.
Oh, she's making a transition to the dark side, John, and she's so tired. Oh, poor little baby. You're tired, aren't you? Well, here's the thing, guys. According to this woman, it's just impossible. What can I do? There is people out there that don't have the best intentions at heart. And I believe her, guys. It's true. If you thought that every person on this planet Earth is good and, you know, wholesome and pure-hearted, I have to tell you guys, sorry, it's not the case. There are people with bad intentions out there. For women, there are people that just want to use your body. There are people that want to waste your time for their own benefit. So what do we do here, guys? What do we do? Well, imagine that I got scammed 42 times, all right? I got scammed 42 times, guys, because what can I do? There are scammers out there, right? I've been robbed 38 times. Well, what can I do? There are thieves out there, right? Now, there are all these other people that have never been scammed in their lives. Not once have they been scammed, right? So I don't know how that could be possible, but me personally, guys, I've been scammed and robbed 411 times, and what can I do about it, all right? There are bad people out there. What can I do? Well, I don't know, guys. Some of these women's questions, they just have no answer. It's just so hard to come up with an answer, right? So we'll leave her here to dwell on what she can do to improve herself. But I want to show you one video, right? This woman says, I don't have enough options. Let's take a look at this.
Hi, my name's Cass. I'm going on 50 first dates and I'm taking you along with me. This is date number 12. We met on...
Well, there it is, guys. This woman just disproved this whole whining and complaining in 2 seconds. This woman is going on 50 dates just like this, just because she decided to, all right? So how is it possible that this one, which is way more attractive if you ask me, doesn't have any good options? How is that possible? Now, of course, I'm not an idiot. I realize that out of these 50 dates, probably the vast majority of them just want to hook up, of course. And then you have to consider that some others are not going to make up for the best husband. Of course, I get all of that. Don't get me wrong. But considering that women, guys, the average woman, and this woman is as average as it gets. This is not ugly, not attractive, way less attractive than this one. And she still can go on 50 days like this, guys, like this, like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. It's that easy for women, all right? And for men, the average man watching this video right now probably needs 2 years to manage to go on 50 dates, all right? If we make an average of a guy that's not particularly attractive, not ugly, he's a 5 out of 10, he'll probably need 2 years to go on 50 dates, all right? If we think about the money, if we think about the options, if we think about all those things. These women, guys, it's just, you can be as average as effing hell. You can be nothing special under the sun, just the most average one. And you can still go on 50 days just like that, okay? They don't need more than 5 seconds. It's just the time they need to be already available to go on 50 dates is the time they need to think about it, all right? So please, women, stop with this whole crap of, I have no options, oh, it's so hard, it's impossible, what can I do? You have hundreds of options, all right? You have hundreds of options. The whole thing you must do is pick one that is semi-good. It's the only thing you have to do. Stop complaining. Holy crap. You're playing this game on rookie difficulty. We have men over here that are 7s out of 10s and get no shit at all, right? Because of competition. Yet you keep whining all the time. It's so bothersome. Holy crap, gentlemen. Let's move on to another woman that is also single. This one for different reasons. And let's take a listen.
I'm turning 35 pretty soon. I've never been in a relationship, and I think for the most part, I'm fine with this. It sometimes is hard during holidays, special occasions, because most other people in my family are dating someone. I never feel left out, but everyone else has their favorite person, because your partner and your kids should be your favorite person. So that can be challenging, but I think for a while I wanted a relationship because I thought it would complete me. And now I just want to meet the right person. And I think that the right guy is out there, and I'm confident I will. I think it is going to work out. And even though I did...
No, madam, of course it's going to work out. Just give it a couple more years, 15 for example, it's going to work out. I mean, it hasn't up until you're the age of 35. But hey, who says it's not going to happen in the next 35 years, right? These one, guys, we have another individual of the group that says, I've been single up until the age of X. I've never a man has been interested in me. It has never happened throughout my whole life, not even once. So we have two different scenarios here. This woman has been in 400 dates and is single. This one hasn't been in a single one, supposedly, and is single. And we have this one right here, guys, that just on a whim can go on 50 dates. Make it make sense. Can someone explain to me how is this possible? Does this woman right here, I don't know, maybe she's manifesting, guys. You know, these two other women are not manifesting. This one is. This is why she's successful. I don't know the particular reasons, guys. But this woman is less attractive than both of these women, and she still manages to go on 50 dates. How is it possible, guys? Is this some sort of black magic? What is happening here?
I did think that I would have kids, and at this point, I have to be realistic. At 35, it's probably not likely. I think that
Ampu, this is very sad. Bring the tiny violin. What's that? Ah, you don't care enough. Well, never mind. Keep playing with the ball then.
I could be a very good stepmom to someone. I think that I might just be an amazing aunt, you know? So for the most part, I'm completely fine with being single. I'm mostly happy with how life is going right now. There's a few things happening that are a bit, but you know, for the most part, I'm good. And next year, who knows?
Well, who knows, guys? Number 36 might be the one. And this woman, guys, I have to say, not bad looking, right? This is not a bad looking woman. I find her to be a cutie pie, right? She has a nice voice as well. She's probably a red flag behind the curtains, but she seems like a good person, right? I mean, guys, if this woman can go on 50 dates, on how many dates can go this woman? On how many dates can go this one right here? On how many dates could this woman go, right? It's just they never come up with some good explanation as to why they are single. Why? Because supposedly no men approach them. And the only good explanation to that is this evil wizard over here locked me in a tower for 35 years of my life, and this is why I've always been single. It's the only good explanation they have. Because otherwise, guys, the amount of attention that these women get, men cannot even begin to understand it. All right, we live in such an age that the amount of attention that these women get is like tenfold that of which men get, right? So it really begs the question, why are they single? I mean, they're so charming, according to their own words. They're so charming and benevolent, and they could be awesome mothers and all that. If this woman really could be an awesome mother, and she wants to be, you know, show love and all these things, and she has these looks, you cannot stop men from her. You cannot, you can build the Trump wall, right, in between this woman and guys, and they will still jump through. They will dig underground to find her. All right, when you have a woman that fits their description. But of course, I think they're full of crap. But now, gentlemen, enough about these women. We didn't manage to come to a conclusion as to why they are so charming and perfect yet they are single. So let's move on to our article story instead. And it's a short one, but this one says, should I pay my dates back for the first date if I'm no longer interested? Weird question, but I'm a 28-year-old female and went on 2 dates recently. The guys were super sweet and I did see potential at first, but for various reasons I don't think I'll pursue either one. Various reasons is one, and it's I think there's something better out there. Right? They both spent easily $100 on the first date, and I feel bad that I'm no longer interested. Originally I wanted to take them out on the second date, but maybe they'd feel annoyed I did that if I didn't want to continue seeing them anyway. But I also feel bad that they spent so much. I was thinking of transferring them $50 so they get at least something back, but will most guys be mad if I did that? Honest opinions, please. If it was a coffee, I wouldn't even ask or care, but $100 is a lot these days. Oh wow, guys, we have a woman that is actually considered for a minute about how men feel about the whole thing. This is... I've never seen this before, alright? Now, how would you approach this, guys? You want to know what your 4,000-year-old mommy will do? Well, here it is, guys. Here's a picture. You see that red bar over there? Just remove it. This is what I will do. So we have here how couples met, and you have the years down below. You can see when online dating was introduced in the 80s. Wasn't really famous up until the late 90s, right? And when it really picked up is from 2000 onwards, especially from 2010. Guys, I remember in 2010 we didn't have the world's situationship yet. We didn't have all this nonsense, all this bullshit. We didn't have it, right? In 2010, like people who used dating apps up until that point were probably people who were older. They didn't have as many people around. You know, that's what dating apps were intended for people who live 5 miles away from society and have no options. That's what they were intended for, not for some 20-year-old extremely attractive woman with her whole life ahead of her to go there and start thinking of which of the 700 options is the best one, right? But let's take a look at other things here. Probably the two lowest bars that you see are college and grade school. They're really not good options. They've always been bad options because you are young. You really don't know that much about life, especially men. It's true that men mature at a later point. And usually, like most men I see, including myself, they're just not ready to know what they really want out of life at this early stage. They have an idea. It's not that they are, absolutely clueless. No, they have an idea. It's just they're not there yet. They're not ready to make that big step forward, should I say. Then we see another not really famous one here is Neighbors. Neighbors seem very situational, if you ask me. Then we move on to the rather more, famous ones. We have Work over here, that I presume has increased from the 50s upwards because of more women joining the workforce, I presume. I don't know. But Work is a good one. I don't know why a lot of people run away from Work, like, oh, it's so awkward. Why is it awkward? Guys, it's extremely funny to me how some women will say, Work? No, that is extremely awkward. What if we break up? How am I going to look at the other person the next day? They are ashamed of that, yet they are not ashamed of going on the street and on a daily basis seeing someone that they've hooked up with. All right, these women with body counts in the triple digits, they are not ashamed that there's not one place in town that they can go without seeing someone that has broken their back. Yet they become extremely shy, guys, when it comes time to make eye contact with someone they've had a relationship with at work, right? So, I don't know, Work, I find it to be a good option. There's a reason why they call it your second home. You spend most of your time there. It's normal to meet someone you like. You have a common interest, you could say, that is your job, your profession. Another famous one is the bar, all right, classical one there. Now, I've never personally liked the bar. I don't know, I find it too situational, like you just met that person. I don't know, I find it too, you have no common interest, right? If you're not going to a specific event at a bar, you're just meeting some person there that's having a drink. Like you could have met him walking the dog and he just stands there and you start to flirt. I don't know, but maybe it's just me, guys. I've never liked the bar. But here are the two most famous ones. Through family and through friends, especially through friends, right? This is the way, gentlemen, God intended it to be. All right? This is the way the universe had it planned, all right? This is the normal way to meet people through friends. They either introduce you or you already know them. Like you've had a friend for 10 years and you've always considered them a good option, but you never really thought about it. But then at this point you grow older together and you say, hey, well, yada yada, right? I'm not gonna put into words the whole process, but through friends, guys, best option, 10 out of 10. You already know the other person. You're not just meeting them somewhere, not knowing anything about them, right? It's just the best option. But we consider decline. Holy crap. Take a look, guys. Coincidentally, just when online dating became famous, it was the same year that Friends just had this massive decline. You can see all of them literally had a massive decline. And look at where online dating is sitting. Absolutely disgusting, guys. Online dating was never a good option. Outside of people who, again, live in remote areas or are really old, like this 55-year-old widow, outside of them, online dating sucks. It's not good, right? And people who have more than 2 brain cells, if they're looking for something serious, they are not there. This is why I tell you guys, you will not find most likely the love of your life on dating apps. It has no place there, all right? Online dating sucks, and these women should know better. They are the ones that had the most, what did the second woman say? Lessons, guys. Lessons. These women that spend 10 years in online dating, they have the most amount of lessons. Holy crap, they're like this big brain, it's extremely intelligent. So many lessons, guys, like 400 lessons that they have learned, right? That they have taken in. So you will figure out at some point, they will say, wait a minute, maybe online dating is not it. after the 312th bad experience. But no, they stay there, which is why, of course, I feel no sympathy towards them. But guys, we're gonna close off this video here. Thank you for watching. I found this video to be really interesting, taking a look at these women complaining and crying and sobbing and weeping all the time, yet they have it easier than all of us, right? So maybe this is the end of civilization. It was nice having met you guys. It was nice knowing you. Sadly, there will be no further relationships, marriages, babies will be in the decline. It's over. It's just over. Women find it impossible to date. So that was it. Roll the credits.